In the headlines, over 30 miners die, 25 hospitalized in Plateau carbon monoxide incident. Irrigation farmers decry soaring input costs, consider abandoning farms. Residents alarmed by environmental health crisis as butchers burn tires in Jos North. And on the foreign scene, Gabon suspends social media until further notice. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. I am Idris Laye Baturi. At least 30 miners have died and 25 others were hospitalized after inhaling carbon monoxide at a mining site in Wassa local government area of Plateau State. Eyewitnesses said the victims, mostly young men between the ages of 20 and 35, collapsed while carrying out routine underground operations. Some of the injured are reportedly in critical condition and are receiving treatment at a nearby primary health center. A miner, Haruna Sofianu, said toxic gas had accumulated in poorly ventilated tunnels, leading to the sudden collapse of several workers. Rescue teams, supported by mining personnel, cordoned off the site and evacuated survivors for urgent medical attention. Authorities have launched an investigation into the cause of the gas buildup and are working to prevent a recurrence of the tragedy. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Taraba State University branch has resumed its previously suspended indefinite strike over the Taraba State government failure to implement an agreement reached on January 17, 2025. In a statement issued in Jalungu and signed by the branch chairman, Joshua Garba Mbavi, the union said the decision followed the government's inability to take concrete and verifiable steps towards meeting its obligations. ASU explained that the strike had earlier been suspended in good faith to give the government time to address the agreed issues, but noted that no meaningful progress was recorded. As at its Congress held today, February 18, 2026, the union resolved to resume the industrial action, citing continued neglect of long-standing demands. The grievances listed included the absence of a functional pension scheme at Taraba State University, unpaid salary arrears, non-payment of accumulated earned academic allowances (EAA), and failure to implement the 2025 ASU federal government agreement. Mbavi said the prolonged issues have negatively impacted staff welfare, morale, and the overall functioning of the university system, stressing that the renewed strike was a last resort after sustained dialogue with the state government failed to produce results. Now, irrigation farmers across Katsina State are raising alarm over the soaring cost of farm inputs, warning that many may be forced to abandon agriculture if urgent steps are not taken to address the growing imbalance between production costs and market prices. They say despite investing heavily in fertilizers, chemicals, improved seeds, and fuel to power water pumps, they are selling their produce far below the cost of production, a situation they describe as devastating and unsustainable. Trust TV's Abdullahi Ahmadi visited some irrigation farmers in Keita, northern Katsina, where millions depend directly or indirectly on agribusiness for their livelihoods. The reports.
Farming activities here never sleep. Under the scorching sun and across vast green fields, men and women bend over rows of pepper, tomatoes, onions, and garden eggs, tending crops that have become both their hope and their burden. In just a few days, these farms will witness a full harvest. Crates and baskets will be filled, trucks will arrive, and markets will bustle. But behind the promise of abundance lies a deep fear, the fear of loss. At the moment, a full basket of tomatoes sells for between 1,500 and 2,000 naira. For many consumers, that may seem affordable. However, for the farmers who cultivated them, it is heartbreaking. They say the price does not come close to covering production costs. According to the farmers, a single bag of fertilizer now costs over 40,000 naira. Pesticides and herbicides range between 15 and 18,000 naira. Improved seeds are expensive. And for irrigation farmers, water is life, pumped daily using generators powered by fuel, whose price continues to fluctuate. From land preparation to planting, from chemical application to harvesting, every stage requires money, which is often borrowed. One farmer told Trust TV that after months of labor, sleepless nights, and constant monitoring of crops, selling a basket of tomatoes for 2,000 naira feels like working for nothing. Another said he spends heavily to protect crops from pests, only to end up negotiating with middlemen who dictate prices at the market. The imbalance is glaring. While input costs have more than doubled in recent years, the prices of farm produce have either stagnated or dropped during peak harvest period due to market saturation and the lack of storage facilities. For irrigation farmers in Keita, agriculture is not just a business, it is survival. It pays school fees, feeds families, and sustains entire communities. But now, many say that survival is under threat. I have been doing irrigation farming for over 15 years. In the past, when you harvested tomatoes, you smiled because you knew there would be profit. But now, even after spending millions on fertilizer, chemicals, and fuel, I cannot recover my investment. We are here morning and night, pumping water, spraying chemicals, and protecting the crops. But when it is time to sell, buyers control the price. The farmers lament that agriculture in Nigeria is fast becoming unprofitable, especially for smallholder producers who lack access to subsidies, soft loans, or modern storage systems. They warned that if the trend continues, many may abandon irrigation farming altogether, a move that could have far-reaching consequences for food security. While acknowledging that consumers also deserve affordable food, the farmers are calling for balance, a system where input costs and farm gate prices are reasonably aligned. They are appealing to government authorities and relevant stakeholders to intervene by subsidizing farm inputs, improving access to affordable fuel, stabilizing markets, and investing in storage and processing facilities to reduce post-harvest losses. The cost of fertilizer is over 40,000 naira per bag. Pesticides are very expensive, and fuel are high in prices. If I sell at the current price, I will remain in debt. Without urgent action, they warn that the fields that are green today may soon fall silent. For the irrigation farmers of Keita in Katsina State, the coming harvest should be a season of joy. Instead, it is a season of uncertainty. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Now, troops of Operation Enduring Peace in Plateau State have neutralized 5 suspected kidnappers and rescued women who had been abducted in the state. The operation was carried out on Tuesday evening during a raid on a criminal hideout at Angwanboka in the sub-district of Riom local government area. The spokesman for the Joint Military Task Force, Captain Chinonso Polycarp Ote, confirmed the development on Wednesday. He said the raid followed credible intelligence obtained from 2 suspects arrested on February 16, who were identified as members of a kidnapping syndicate operating in the area. Ote stressed the importance of community collaboration in tackling insecurity. Residents of the Riom community, including John Meriga, confirmed the raid and said items recovered from the suspect included 3 mobile phones, 17,600 naira in cash, and substances suspected to be illicit drugs. Meanwhile, troops of Operation Hadenkei recently neutralized 16 insurgents and rescued 11 hostages. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has issued a stern warning that any attempt to buy or sell votes during the 2026 FCT Council elections will be met with strict enforcement. Anti-graft agencies have been tasked with on-the-spot arrest of the offenders. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting in Abuja on Wednesday, INEC Chairman Josh Amopitan said the Commission has given an express mandate to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, to deploy personnel directly to polling units to apprehend anyone attempting to manipulate the votes. The elections scheduled for Saturday, February 21, 2026 will see 1,680,315 registered voters across 2,822 polling units in a 6-area council, with 570 candidates contesting 68 positions, including chairman, vice chairman, and councillorship seats. Now, thousands of security personnel have been deployed across the Federal Capital Territory ahead of the February 21, 2026 area council election to ensure a peaceful and orderly exercise. The deployment was disclosed in a statement by the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Josephine Adi, on behalf of the FCT Police Command. According to the statement, the action aligns with the command's operational order for the election and involves coordinated effort with other security agencies. The joint operation includes personnel from the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Navy, Department of State Services DSS, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps NSCDC, among others. The Commissioner of Police, Milaji Lentawai, charged officers to maintain the highest level of professionalism while providing effective security at polling unit and collation centers. He emphasized vigilance, impartiality, and respect for citizens' right to guarantee a peaceful, free, fair electoral process. Now, breaking news reaching us now is 2026 Amendment Electoral Act. President Tinubu signs bill into law. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Wednesday signed the Electoral Act 2026 amendment into law just days after the Independent National Electoral Commission released the timetable for the 2027 general elections. The signing took place at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, around 5 p.m. on Wednesday, with principal officers of the National Assembly in attendance. The National Assembly had passed the bill on Tuesday. The amendment reignites debate over the electronic transmission of election results. Details of this will come in our subsequent bulletin.
I followed keenly what you are doing. The essence of democracy is to have, very solid brainstorming discussions committed to national development and nation building, the stability of the nation. It's not as important as the history aspect of this. What is crucial is the fact that you manage the process to the extent there will be no confusion, no disenfranchisement of Nigerians, and that we are all going to see democracy flourish. It is time that we have confidence in our system. No matter how good a system is, it's managed by the people, promoted by the people, and the result is finalized by the people. In fact, for final results, you are not going to be talking to the computer, you are going to be talking to human beings who will announce the.
This is the news update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Residents alarmed by environmental health crisis as butchers burn tires in Jos North. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Over 30 miners died, 25 hospitalized in Plateau carbon monoxide incidents. And irrigation farmers decry soaring input costs, consider abandoning farms. Now moving on to more stories, residents of Layin Dilimi in Jos North local government area of Plateau State have raised concern over the indiscriminate burning of tires by butchers in their community. Trust TV gathered that the butchers burn tires to singe animal hides, a practice residents say is having serious health implications. Ado Musa has more.
This is the area where butchers burn tires daily to process animal hides. However, residents say the activity has continued unchecked, leaving them to deal with the consequences. Many who spoke to Trust TV lamented that the smoke has caused distress and negatively affected their well-being. There are people who have lost their lives due to smoke from the burning tires. Some have developed various illnesses as a result. We have evidence of those affected. The smoke seriously affects our lives. Whenever they burn tires, our rooms become blackened. Almost all the houses turn black and you cannot sit comfortably indoors because of the smoke. You feel irritating in your throat. We have complained to them several times, but nothing has changed.
At one point, I started coughing persistently and went to Jos University Teaching Hospital. After an X-ray, the doctor asked if I smoked cigarette. I told him I never smoked in my life, but explained that people burn tires close to my house. He confirmed that the smoke from the burning tires is affecting my health.
Nuhu Jafaru, the councillor representing the community, confirmed that the situation is affecting residents. There is serious concern in this area. Some residents have developed asthma. Some even wanted to protest. But we advise them to remain calm and follow due process because we want to maintain peace. Residents are now calling on the government to intervene and put an end to the burning of tires in their community. Meanwhile, the Plateau Environmental Protection and Sanitation Agency has shut down an abattoir located in the Filling Bowl community of Josno local government area. The agency described the facility as illegal and unhygienic, warning that its operation posed a danger to public health. The action followed multiple complaints from residents who alleged that operators at the abattoir burn tires to cinch animal hides and use contaminated water to wash meat. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Nigeria is intensifying effort to diversify its economy away from oil by unlocking an estimated $700 billion worth of mineral reserves beneath its soil. As part of broader mining development strategy, the government has signed agreements with the African Finance Corporation and Excalibur Smart Mapping to enhance geological data collection. This was followed by a memorandum of understanding with France to support financing the geological exploration. According to the continent, other African nations are also ramping up mining initiatives to boost economic growth. Botswana, Africa's leading diamond producer by volume, recently launched a new state-owned exploration company to improve national geological data. The announcement was made on the sidelines of the Mining Indaba conference in South Africa as Gaborone seeks to better showcase its mineral potential and attract investment. And now in business, President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, says the Naira could strengthen to 1,100 Naira against the dollar this year. He spoke at the launch of the Nigeria Industrial Policy in Abuja, noting that ongoing government reforms point to improved stability for the currency, which trades around 1,300 Naira per dollar. Dangote also called for better incentives, infrastructure, and stable power supply to support local investors. Meanwhile, Bloomberg reports Nigeria stocks delivered the world's second-best dollar returns in 2026, rising 31% and regaining $21 billion lost after the 2024 devaluation. Market capitalization on the Nigerian Exchange Limited stands at about $84 billion. Similarly, Femi Otedola projected the Naira could fall below 1,000 Naira before the end of 2026, citing the impact of the Dangote Petroleum Refinery operating at full 650,000 barrels per day capacity. Now away from Nigeria, the media regulator in Gabon has announced the suspension of social media platforms across the country until further notice, citing concerns over rising disinformation and online abuse. A spokesperson for the High Authority for Communication said defamatory, hateful, and insulting content circulating online is fueling conflict and division within the society. He added that the spread of false information, cyberbullying, and the unauthorized disclosure of personal data are destabilizing state institutions and threatening democratic progress. The regulator did not specify which platforms will be affected by the ban, but maintained that freedom of expression, including the right to comment and criticize, remains a fundamental right guaranteed under Gabonese law. The decision comes amid mounting social unrest facing President Brice Oligui Nguema, who is experiencing his first significant wave of protests since assuming office last year. Teachers have been on strike since December over pay and working conditions, with demonstrations spreading to other public sectors, including health, higher education, and broadcasting. And now in sports, Nigeria's Falconet will resume campaign in April for the 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup final qualifying round fixture against Malawi. Moses Aduku's side defeated Senegal 3-1 on aggregate in the third qualifying round. Malawi progressed 6-2 on aggregate against Guinea-Bissau. According to the report, the Falconet will start preparations for the game in the first week of April. The first leg will hold in Nigeria between May 1 to 3. The reverse fixture is slated for Blantyre between May 8 and 10. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and also watch us live on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. I am Idris Ayebature, thanking you for being with us. Good evening.